Hello, Adam with Intectel here with a quick tech tip today. And I want to talk a little bit about backups and disaster recovery, how they're different, and what you need to be successful in business in a disaster recovery operation or a data restoration operation. The primary difference between what we would consider a backup and disaster recovery solution is that a backup might be plugging a thumb drive in and copying a specific set of files to a computer, or it could be something that uses software such as Acronis or Carbonite to back up files and settings, pictures, documents, program files on a regular basis, an incremental basis. And then we have disaster recovery solutions, which are a little more complicated. And think of that in terms of something that, as opposed to needing something else to restore your files, like a backup, you would have to have another computer in the case of the computer that was being backed up failing. With disaster recovery solutions, the system is a small computer or server that resides on site with your server or other computers. And in the case of a failure of your server or computer, the disaster recovery appliance kicks in and spins up an exact replica of whatever was on it, whether it be a server or your computer. And what this helps to do is alleviates downtime. These systems can also function off-site. So let's say you have a flood or a fire and everything in the building is destroyed. A good disaster recovery system will allow you to virtualize everything that was on that server or computer in the cloud and create a tunnel or a VPN between whatever your new site is, be it home or a temporary site, and the cloud. So you get to continue your operations day to day as if nothing ever happened until a suitable server replacement or computer replacement can be found. Now let's talk about maybe the tale of two different customers here. Now these are two real world examples of something we've experienced recently. We had one customer who has a server that contains a variety of data, financial systems, sales data, pictures, all sorts of information. They would do backups only when they would upgrade things and have kind of been on the fence about doing a disaster recovery or backup solution. Well, that system failed. That server has failed. The data is irretrievable. It's gone forever. The best that we can hope for now is some sort of forensic data recovery where the drives are physically sent off to be taken apart and transplanted into host drives. And that's a best case scenario. There's no guarantee that that works. It's very expensive and it takes a long time. So we're really hoping that works, because this is a big deal for this client that they've lost all of this data. Now that it's happened, of course, the conversation will be had about disaster recovery and backups. But that's not the time you want to have that conversation with your IT vendor or with us. On the other hand, we have another client who has invested heavily in a disaster recovery solution. They saw the value in it, and they wiped out an entire year of data on their system accidentally. And with our disaster recovery solution, we were able to go in at a granular level, restore that data right back where it was. So the disaster recovery appliance operation, we told it exactly what data was missing, and we told it to restore it, put all of that back, and left everything else intact. The big difference in cost between a disaster recovery solution and a backup solution is with a high-end, high-caliber disaster recovery solution. There's typically an appliance or a server that comes with that and sits on site. So it backs up all of the data of the computer or the server onto this appliance and then transfers that data offsite to a secure cloud location every day or night. So you're going to have a higher upfront cost for something like that, as well as an ongoing monthly cost that's a little bit higher than your typical backup service like Carbonite that you might find somewhere. The advantage to that is if you have a server, you're almost never going to be down for long periods of time when you make that investment. At the PC level, we have a product that will back up a single PC and do the same thing without that physical on-site appliance. So it gives you all of those benefits as far as a backup and off-site storage and virtualization at a fraction of the cost, but it does have storage limitations of up to about only 1 terabyte. So it's great for individual computers where you're not tying up expensive server storage on site. For more information on backup and disaster recovery solutions, visit our website at intectel.com or give us a call 208-635-4400. This is Adam with your Tech Tip today. Have a good one.